introduce shock or friction to it, then it explodes. It detonates very, very rapidly. This is actually stronger than TNT.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to C4 Table Talk, man, where we give y'all anything anime, Marvel, pop culture. You already know what the deal is. You already know what's going on. It's your boy, Mari. And with me, as always, I got the boys in the building. Fellas, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Blessed by the best.
It's an amazing evening, brother.
The day, another dollar. And we got with us a special guest today, near and dear to my heart, my girlfriend, Eliza. You want to introduce yourself and say your favorite Marvel superhero?
Oh, okay. Easy. My name's Eliza. My favorite Marvel superhero is Spider-Man, but I feel like it's starting to become Wolverine. I'm not even gonna lie. He's pretty
Why
cool.
is that?
Oh my goodness.
She like the last scene.
Well, no, I like him for his personality. So
That's the thing I say.
Hey, she said 90 more years. I'll take it till he's 90.
Oh God. Well, no, I mean, I just knew that we were going to do this podcast, and I was like, well, I knew I was going to listen to the podcast episode first of all, and then I watched a bunch of Wolverine shit because, wait, are we allowed to swear?
Oh, yeah. We're
Okay,
beyond family friendly around here.
Perfect. I watched a bunch of Wolverine shit, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's like such like a good guy, and then also he's kind of like good at being a superhero, so I don't know, kind of fun. Got in a tragic backstory, kind of fun.
Beyond tragic. That's probably one of the worst backstories in Marvel Cinematic Universe, to be honest.
That's true, and he's still a good guy after all that. That's what really made me be like, oh man, all right.
Yeah, nah, I would have turned. It would have been raps.
His mentality different.
Mm-hmm.
But no, man, today we got a good episode for y'all. We got a Deadpool and Wolverine review. And as always, man, y'all know how our reviews go. We're all either going to agree, somebody's going to disagree. It get crazy. But to start it out, as always, man, I'm going to start with the IMDb rating. Let y'all guess what y'all think IMDb rated this movie. Out of 10. They're out of 10.
8.3.
I'm going to go like 9.2.
9.7.
IMDb gave it an 8.1 out of 10.
Yes, sir.
What?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
An 8.1 out of 10. All right, now for Rotten Tomatoes. So we got the critic score and then the audience score.
That means the critics gave it like a 78.
I'm going to say like an 84.
I'm going to give it a 90 for the critics.
I'm going to say the audience gave it a 90 on the dot.
I was saying the audience gave it a 92.
95 for the audience.
I don't even know how this goes. I'm gonna let y'all do this one. I don't know how to rate it.
It's out of percentages. So it's
just
like
percentages.
Yeah,
out of 100%.
Just
out of 100.
Right. So critics 75. The audience. It was the number one movie. No, so it's got to be like, I don't know, 95%.
Hey, they say that for every movie. I swear I have not yet seen movie not say number one movie. However, though, you are very close. Critics gave it a 79%, and audience gave it a 96%.
Ooh,
sir.
Damn, so the critics and IMDb didn't give it the love it deserved, I feel like.
I knew.
Now,
I never do.
Well, it depends. Some stuff they do, some stuff they don't. I think a reason why they didn't is because of this was like really funny, and it was kind of just like there was no real like order to it. So I think they don't really know how to rate these movies, I feel like, for real.
I bet you they hated all the swearing.
Bro,
that probably didn't help.
In the MCU, they said fuck one time, and that was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They said it 118 times in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, bro, the amount of times that Wolverine said, shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth.
No. But he was a yapper.
Bro,
he was just yapping.
All right, man. Who want to go first and share their ratings and a little bit of their thoughts on the movie and kind of why they gave it the rating they did?
I guess I can go first. I give it personally a 9.5. It's Deadpool. I mean, he's always gonna make you laugh from our first two. But I don't know, adding Hughes Wolverine in there, I think it gave it a little bit of a different comedy perspective, but it made it almost like funnier, And there were definitely some funny parts in there. All the Deadpools. I thought that was pretty funny. An interesting fact, I think those Deadpools were actually his family in real life. I want to say that one was his wife, and then his kid, and then like it's funny they said his fake twin brother, aka
yeah, it is true. His brother was in it. Blake Lively was Lady Pool, and then his oldest child was the Kid Pool, and then their recently born child was Baby Pool.
There was a Baby Pool too. Yeah.
You got the family paid.
But I don't know, man. I just always enjoy his movies. Good, like I said, comedy relief. Good action in there too. Intros always, how he introduces the movies always get me. And like Amari said, that first one definitely, that beginning had me dying. So yeah.
I'll go next. I will give this movie a 9.
Hey, that might be the highest rating Dave gave a Marvel movie. Go ahead, brother.
9.1. Yeah, good movie. Funny. Dark. It still kept the Deadpool vibe, even though it's moved over to the MCU, which I liked. But at the same time, you got the MCU vibe as compared to like other Deadpool movies. Action was good. Characters were good. Yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna go in more of depth later. I just want to just give a broad little touch up of what I mean. But like, I think everything was solid and complete.
I can go next. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna give it an 8 because
solid.
Obviously, I do like Deadpool. He always makes me laugh. Adding Wolverine as a comedic Wolverine was nice. But I ain't gonna lie, I did not understand where the storyline was going for about 90% of the movie. Had not a clue what was going on. And especially as a person who like enjoys Marvel movies but doesn't know the very much in-depth parts of Marvel, I was really confused as to what was going on half the time, like what the objective was.
Hey, I'd have to agree. I would give it a 8 to an 8.5. And I said this on the Deadpool 2 review. If they started this movie like how they started the first two, that was gonna get a low rating for me. I didn't like seeing that same pitch go. But as far as everything else goes, I like the cameos. I like that they were very well hidden this time. We didn't really know what to expect as far as cameo wise. I think the comedy there was great. There still are some questions that I have that I feel like need to be answered and probably will, maybe with future films. But as far as the movie goes as a whole, I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I thought it was funny, hilarious. Definitely was a movie that actually made me laugh in the theater. Like I've never actually laughed at a movie in a theater. This is probably the first one, but it was a good solid movie. I give it I give it an 8.5. I'll give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta agree with the 8.5 there, but I'm leaning more towards a 9 just because y'all saw the other Deadpool movies. You kind of knew what you were getting into. So like in terms of like Deadpool movies, it has to be like closer to 9. But in terms of like all movies in general that I've seen and like serious ones and comedies and action, it's 8.5. I think is a fair rating to give it. But I really liked because I'm a girl and I like girly things. So the whole like fight scenes that are super long and like, oh, he's got a big sword, like I don't super enjoy them, right? But give it a second pause. The way Deadpool has done it in the past and continued to do it in this movie was just so interesting to me as someone that doesn't like that kind of stuff. The cinematography, the music in the background, just really, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm down to kill all these people. Like that's fine with me. Because in a scenario, I'd be like, oh my
Wait a minute.
god, you know what I'm saying? Like so I think like they really nailed it in terms of like how to bring your emotions up to like a crescendo of like, oh my god, what's going on? And then to like burst the bubble of like tension with comedy. Oh, they did like such a great job. And I really think Ryan Reynolds was like the person to do it. It's really like it's his character. Same with like Tony Stark, RDJ, like that's his character. I feel like it's such a opposite and not as
We'll get into that.
serious character as like Tony Stark, but it's just as much his character. So I liked it overall. There's a lot to think about, a lot to correlate with other things because like they came in hot, being like, yeah, let's break the fourth wall right away and let us know that this is Deadpool, but we're not too serious about it. And I like that because I feel like for people that aren't really like hard fans of like all the DC and Marvel and whatever the fuck, it was easy to be like, okay, thank goodness. Like even these execs don't know what they're doing, and that's fine. That I don't know. I can just sit and enjoy instead of being worried about like I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Overall, 8.5.
Yeah. I think one thing that was interesting was the amount of jokes that Disney and like Kevin Feige like let go in this movie. Like the fact that they
Roasting
made
Disney.
yeah,
They're
the fact
roasting
that like
Fox, too.
and
Fox,
roasting
Yeah,
Fox.
Fox.
Like the fact that they made the whole joke about the whole multiverse saga and like saying like let it go, all this and that. The joke when Deadpool showed up in the TVA and was just like, fuck you, Fox, I'm going to Disney World. Like that joke, everything like that, bro. Like they were really letting them do whatever they wanted. And I like that because that's who Deadpool is. They kept Deadpool's essence, who he is as a character, into the MCU with this R-rated movie. And it worked. It worked really well.
I agree.
But now we just gonna just jump straight into the movie and just go wherever because there are so many different people and we might as well just start with the cameos. I literally in my notes I said Gambit. Finally, we finally saw Gambit after not getting a Gambit movie for years. Finally got Gambit on the screen. Channing Tatum in the suit. I loved it. That was probably the best cameo to me. Accent, everything was
Accent
great.
was
Had me rolling, bro.
hilarious, bro.
I'm about to make a name for myself.
And then
Bro,
bro, I was watching. I was like, wait, is that Channing Tatum?
I actually didn't recognize him at first, to be
Me
honest.
neither. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he looked a little like I don't know if it was like the headgear that made his face look weird, but his face looked kind of like fat.
Puffy.
Like he might, yeah. He did look.
Yeah, that's why I was looking. I looked at Kendall and I was like, wait a minute. Is that Channing? But yeah, that was funny.
I liked it though. And then we got.
He actually played it well.
He did. He did play it well.
For those who don't know,
oh, go ahead.
they actually scrapped the movie he was supposed to be in, a solo movie for Gambit in the past. So I feel like they were making jokes about it in the movie, and that's why they brought him in as Gambit for this movie.
Yeah, because there was the joke like, I think Election and Blaze saying like we didn't know our worlds were dying, and then it was like right when they're about to go out, and then Gambit said something like for those who like didn't get a chance or something like that. So, because they never actually like lit it, like green lit it, and there was so much stuff with like the writing and everything, and them trying to figure it all out that it just never got off the ground and then into production. But from that, we saw Elektra, we saw Blade, Chris Evans coming back and playing his role as the Human Torch. So, what are y'all thoughts on all these cameos?
That threw me off too. I'm not gonna lie.
That threw me off as well. I thought it was gonna be him as Cap. Then he flamed down. I'm like, whoa, what?
Especially with the way he landed, like a superhero landing.
Oh yeah, Cap's in the building.
He said flame on. I was like, oh, okay. That's kind of dope. That's a good little throwback to what we had in the past.
Deadpool thought it was Cap too.
Nice.
Bro, I was waiting for him to say some shit like "That's America's ass." He never did.
It's not him.
He said he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it. Avengers, assemble, flame on. He's like, what
cool,
the fuck?
Had a couple throwback characters, like Pyro. That's who absorbed his flames when he shot the fire at him from X-Men, like the original X-Men. You remember him? They had Toad in there.
A little bit.
You had the old Sabretooth from the old X-Men.
Who's the guy that disappears? He's an X-Men.
Oh, the red dude?
Yeah.
The devil?
Yeah, Zazel.
He was an X-Men too, right?
No, he was from X-Men First Class.
That's Nightcrawler's
dad. Yeah.
I think it was nice too because even with some of the cameos, like with the Elektra one, Deadpool made the joke about the like the divorce or whatever, saying sorry about your loss because her and what's his name was together in real life and they ended up divorcing. What is it, Ben Affleck?
Yeah, that movie was terrible.
That's crazy.
Then Deadpool made another joke too about Wolverine saying he let himself go after divorce or something like that when like his shirt came off because of Hugh Jackman and got into a divorce last year. They're literally divorced last year. So the Ryan Reynolds really threw in a lot of jokes into this movie with.
But it's perfect because that's exactly what Deadpool said. That's exactly what he said. He won't shut up. He's gonna keep talking and throwing jokes.
He said, "He told me."
No, that was funny.
Yeah.
This bald head.
I was not expecting his skin to get ripped off like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was like, whoa.
Her power.
Oh, she was kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we can. Let's see. Or well, Eliza, do you have anything to say with the cameos or anything like that?
I don't really know the characters like that. I only know Wolverine, Deadpool. So it was cool. They had multiple Wolverines and multiple Deadpools.
Yeah.
No, don't really have that much to say.
I will say, Dave did hit that right on the spot. A little montage of seeing all the different Wolverines and going through the multiverse and everything. They had the accurate short comic book Wolverine. They had the old, like the original brown suit Wolverine. We saw Henry Cavill play the Cavill Wolverine. And let me say, they do it with Wolverine, Henry Cavill, please. He is supposed to be in the MCU, and I don't think he's just for that movie.
He got a lot of potential for a lot of different characters too.
Yeah, he could definitely play Wolverine. I could see that.
I don't know, bro. I think that's Hugh's job till he wants to give it up.
He wants to give it up, bro. He been wanting to give it up. It's taxing on his body. He getting old. All that lifting, bro, it's not the same like when you're young. I'm sure you feel it now, just a little bit.
Bro, I felt it right when we retired. Why do you think I stopped?
Let's see. Since we still talk about the cameos, we can talk about the Void. Some of the stuff that was seen in the Void. Obviously, they had the 20th Century Fox logo sitting in the Void. they had the Fantastic Four cart, which I thought was pretty interesting. Having that in there, maybe that'll show back up again in the later with
That might be
Fantastic
like
Four movies.
just to like give us a little teaser, like
I'm trying to think of what else I saw in the Void. Obviously, Ant-Man, the whole
Oh.
Ant-Man body.
Yeah,
living
bro,
inside his body is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, that was weird. Because even when they opened it up, there's like the whole skeleton in there. Like, hey, yo, what happened to Ant-Man?
I wonder if that's foreshadowing for like another movie or something like that, or lack thereof.
Could be. Sure.
Ant-Man dies.
Ant-Man does. But yeah. I think that it had like what was his name?
The lizard dude.
The wizard dude? No.
Wolverine's cousin.
Nice Deadpool. The
Oh.
nice Deadpool.
Oh.
Remember nice Deadpool? The long hair?
Fabio.
Oh. Nice Deadpool. You had Dogpool as well.
That was
Yeah.
Right.
Always licking his face too.
Oh, what I was gonna say is basically the main villain was Cassandra. What was her name? Cassandra something. Oh, Cassandra Nova. Basically she was Xavier's sister, and it is said to be that she basically has all the same powers as Professor Charles, so pretty much telepathy, telekinesis, and everything. But then she has that biophasing ability, being able to use her fingers and go into people's minds and everything. But what did y'all think about her? Seeing her as the villain and kind of like her powers and everything and what she was doing.
Well, I think like Dave said earlier, her power is pretty broken. She's very powerful. I understand why she was the leader. But I feel like she played a good villain. I'm trying to think.
Well, that part was funny when she put her fingers inside of Deadpool and he like started orgasming. Oh yeah, right there.
He's a
said,
nut.
"Oh, I've never had your fingers in me, in my head before."
she said something like, "You got your fingers in me, but not in a good way." Something like that. Oh, it doesn't matter what type of situation. But yeah, she was a beast, and I don't know. I don't understand why she felt like she needed to destroy every other universe. That's a big leap from just ruling your own. But hey, go crazy,
bro. She said why.
I don't think, yeah, but like, come on, like, bro.
She was
She
just
wanted to be the
chilling in the
leader of
void,
all
bro.
universe.
She was chilling in the void.
She wanted one universe to be hers and to rule all of it.
She was minding her business.
And
then they wanted to destroy the void and everything like that. And she said, all right, bet. I'm finna go through and destroy all the universes.
There's no way it can be that easy, though. There's no way.
I mean,
there's gotta be
something.
something
Seen it with Kang.
I feel you, but like, come on, bro. TV,
I feel like,
bro. Ain't no way.
Her and Kang are probably definitely on different levels, but no, I thought she was cool. Definitely comic book accurate when I like looked it up and looked at all the pictures of her. Definitely comic book accurate for sure. At first I was very confused by who she was and why she was kind of like the villain at first, and it didn't really make sense for her to be the villain. I feel like they could have went with somebody else and maybe advanced it to a little bit towards maybe projects that they're gonna do with like Secret Wars and stuff like that, or maybe give us a villain that might be a big bad later on. But I don't know. It was interesting though.
I feel like the Deadpool movie kind of kept it separate still. It like showed, yeah, we're in the MCU now, but it's still a separate movie from what's going on in the MCU right now.
Yeah, I felt the same way, and that was kind of a question that I had: is this movie a part of the MCU or is it not? Or is this like an introductory to it being in the MCU? Because like we saw the MCU stuff, but it still felt separate, like it was a Fox movie.
I don't feel like
I feel like it
it was
was
a fucking movie. I feel like it was an MCU movie. Like it literally-
MCU. I mean, it had TVA in it. I feel like that's definitely part of the MCU.
I definitely think it's an intro movie to the MCU. And I do have a feeling like Deadpool is going to show up in one of these Avenger movies. That's just me.
somebody gonna call him. I guarantee somebody gonna call him Spider-Man. That's gonna be.
Well, the reason why I say that is because when I thought of like it being an MCU movie, I'm thinking like, okay, we're gonna see him maybe interact with some other MCU characters.
We did.
Or maybe you see like an introduction with it. That is true. Which we could get to that too. All the different stuff within that scene. And kind of just Deadpool as a character in this movie, kind of not really knowing his identity, really not having like a purpose, and kind of wanting the purpose, wanting to feel important, and wanting to be an Avenger, going into supposedly Earth 616, or is it Earth 19999? We don't know.
It's Earth 313.
But inside of that office, inside of Happy's office, man, there was a lot of old callbacks to old Marvel movies. Had the old Cap shield in there. The little art thing that was sitting on Pepper's desk in Iron Man 2, I think. Yeah, the Iron Man, the kid Iron Man helmet, the toy one, covering up Peter Parker, Tom Holland Spider-Man, because he's a Sony character still, so he can't be in the movie. So if he would have been in the movie, that would have counted as one of Tom Holland's movies, which is actually kind of crazy. And they would have had to pay him. And Sony would have had to got paid too for it.
It's crazy how specific everything is.
But some people are also saying that it could be because of the whole spell thing with people forgetting who Peter Parker is and that being part of it. So I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch just because he went back to like 2018. So that would have been before the whole spell. So I don't know. But any other kind of thoughts people wanted to share on this film before I dive into some questions that I have?
I'm good for it now.
I know this isn't the last one. Deadpool 4, they're gonna announce it. Because there's no way this is the last movie, because they definitely had a little lead in at the end for another one.
Yeah, I think there will be another one too. We'll definitely be back.
I wonder how they're gonna like actually put them into the MCU. Like how they're gonna introduce them.
Fury gonna have to show up at some point. Give him a little knock on the door at the old the blind owl. Hey, is Deadpool here? Who?
I feel like it would be through the mutants, obviously through X-Men, but it's at this point it's like which X-Men are going to be in the MCU? Are we gonna see the X-Men at the end of the Marvels, so the post-credit scene? Are we gonna see new X-Men get casted and brought in? Are we gonna see the old X-Men come back and reprise their role? Which don't really know. They haven't really said anything, so it's kind of up in the air. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's why I said it didn't really feel like an MCU movie because it didn't seem like they were putting him into the MCU. It just felt like it was still his own separate movie away from everything, just by Fox, even though it's got the Marvel title and everything.
I think it was his own separate movie, but I think they're starting to flirt with it a little bit. They're doing like a little Deadpool type action of introducing him. They're like playing with it, like playing with their food.
I feel like it is got to be like a segue into making like Avengers 2.0 type thing, because all the like people we knew and loved, they're gone, right? And we have to kind of start over with these kind of randoms, right? And Deadpool is the most random of them all. And there's no one that really has a personality, I feel like, in the like main group of people that are still left from everyone that died. So they kind of have to build up a character profile of what the new Avengers is going to be like. And I feel like it might include Deadpool's kind of sense of humor and stuff like that to kind of build it up and make it like a new type of team that the audience can identify with, you know? But it has to start with an intro of Deadpool, like Brandon said, what'd you say, flirting with the line of whatever to get into the MCU. Like you definitely have to do that movie and then slowly kind of inch him in more and more. So I feel like him and Ant-Man have to meet at some point, you know? Unless Ant-Man's dead, then I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good point. They do have to eventually kind of bring him in, and he probably will be a part of the Avengers and everything.
Because I mean, at the same time, like they kind of kept hinting at it. Like it's not like he doesn't know who like Thor is. It's like they showed that little clip of Thor crying next to him, and he was like, "Oh, Thor." Yeah, so like he knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know, they're kind of slowly bringing him in because obviously they've been watching him if they're with the AVF or whatever. Like they've been keeping their eye on him.
TVA.
Mm-hmm. And he wants to be one of them so bad. Like he literally got his ass over there and was like, "Please, Happy, give me a job." Happy said no, but like I feel like he wants it bad enough, and he's learned a lot of life lessons during this movie that he might be able to like team up with Wolverine and become more morally aligned with like the Marvel Avengers that we know.
Could see that.
Happy did say we'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was just saying that to get him out of the office, but he said we'll keep in touch.
So I guess that's a good segue into when do you think we will see Deadpool again? I guess like as far as maybe with movies, I guess next movie maybe.
What'd you say, Dave?
Secret Wars. That's what I think.
I was kind of thinking, well, yeah.
Secret Wars.
I mean,
actually, you know what? I don't even know where the direction of Marvel is going anymore.
Yeah, I would say this movie didn't clarify that at all. If anything, it made it more blurry.
So I'm not 100%, but I genuinely don't know.
I could see what you said though. Secret Wars. I'm bringing them back. That's in 2026?
Yeah. So that's another thing too, is it's like we got Captain America next year, and then it's like we're gonna jump into Secret Wars. Well, obviously, Thunderbolts. I think Fantastic Four comes out next year in 2025. They say.
Yes.
So you got that, Captain America, Thunderbolts, and then Fantastic Four, and then we're gonna jump into Secret Wars in 2026. They gotta at some point. It's gotta like they gotta go linear. They gotta make a linear type of path to this connecting. But also at the same time, Loki's at the center of the whole entire MCU, writing the story, so and holding all the branches together. So who knows what's gonna happen?
I feel like it definitely will converge at some point, especially with the emphasis they put on like the multiverses and like every single thing that's really come out recently. I feel like, especially if you're going to put this much money into a movie, you have to have the next step prepared. So they've already written the story. It's just a matter of like how they like intertwine them in the end. And I don't know if we'll be even seeing that with the next movie coming out. might not be really all clicking together until the end of this next phase, you know?
When is this phase technically over?
Also, I'm seeing Secret Wars 2027
Oh, it is.
on my birthday.
There's
Low
supposed
key.
to be.
Happy
And
birthday.
then there's a Avengers Doomsday May 1st of 2026.
Yeah.
Oh, so that one comes
That's
before
recently
Secret
added.
Wars. Okay.
Yeah, Doomsday and then it's Secret Wars. Which I guess we can get into it now. How do we feel about Robert Downey Jr. being casted as Doctor Doom?
Oh, I hate it. Immediately, I hate it. Sorry.
It does not go. However, this is what I heard. Rumor. He's just a variant. There's one variant of Doom.
That would make sense. They could play it off like that.
But yeah, I'm not a fan. It's gonna be hard to see him as a different character. Literally, I was literally trying to think of other movies that Robert Downey Jr. was in. Right,
I can think
Oppenheimer,
of
Sherlock Holmes,
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. That's it. And he's Iron Man. That's my point that I was trying to get to. He's Iron Man. You see him as Iron Man, we know him as Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just him in the MCU at that, playing a different character. Like the Captain America and Johnny Storm thing, we get that because he played both. He's able to play both. He was able to switch it off pretty good too.
And that worked.
They're completely different personalities. And it worked, right?
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I just, as of right now, don't like it.
Is Doctor Doom going to have the same personality?
Well, what they were saying is that it's playing off of one of the comic book lines where Tony Stark kind of ends up as Doctor Doom, and like Tony Stark's mind and Doctor Doom's mind kind of like switch. So it's Doctor Doom inside Tony's body. So that's kind of like the storyline that they were going off of. But like I said, I
shouldn't have
don't.
revealed him.
Yeah,
I feel like they jumped the gun.
I don't like it because to me, it's like if he does a really good job in this role, it's gonna overshadow, I feel like, what he did as Iron Man, and then people are gonna know him more as Doctor Doom than Iron Man. If he plays a really good job in this role, I feel like that's what's gonna happen. But they also could have casted, I feel like, somebody else to play Doctor Doom because there are so many other good actors that could have played that role.
Buddy that played him in the original was not bad. It was not bad for as a Doom.
And Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the very first one. First, Jessica Alba. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's going because like Doom's character is like he's a beast. Like
smart.
He got that mentality. He's smart. He's a genius, and he got goals he want to achieve. He gonna achieve them. He gonna do what it takes. He gonna manipulate. He gonna get it done. I'm not saying he can't play it, but it just I just feel like it's gonna be weird.
To me, it just felt like a cop out. Like they just went with something easy, and they didn't actually go out to try to find somebody.
I feel like they could have done. What I'm reading right now for what he made them do to get him back. He said, so a report revealed that he only agreed to return to the MCU under one condition: if Joe and Anthony Russo were to direct Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And then
I'm cool with that.
As they
he said they were the only ones he would work with. He's also getting an $80 million paycheck.
Wow.
And then he mentioned his request for travel via a private jet, his own security detail, and an entire encampment for him to chill out on set.
What?
I love that for him.
Well, when you get to that point, though, I mean, why not? Well, he came a long way in life because he was not. He had
which is crazy that they not letting Jonathan Majors get the same treatment. That's all I'm gonna say. We could have kept with Kang.
You know what,
bro? And the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. Brother was in and out of literally went to prison.
He was an addict, bro. Pretty sure.
Still got a second chance, all because of Terrence Howard. And then Terrence Howard got booted. Booted and recasted.
With the quickness.
Let's
It's a
see.
cold world we live in.
Get into the next thing. Deadpool's Earth 1005. So is he now on Earth 616 or is he still on Earth 1005? Because how were they going to get him from that Earth to Earth 616?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea where the fuck he's at right now.
Honestly, bro. And with that being said, my thought of is that the same Deadpool? Because apparently, like they said in the movie, the Wolverine and Logan is from the same universe. But that just don't make sense to me.
No. The Wolverine that we
No,
saw was from a different one.
Logan.
Yeah, Logan. Yeah, Logan and Deadpool are in the same.
That don't
We're on
make
the
sense to
same.
me.
Yeah. So
That don't make no sense. That makes zero
that's a good
sense.
question.
That makes no sense. So is this our Deadpool or is this a different Deadpool? With similar memories. You feel me? Because him being in Logan's universe does not make any sense at all.
How would we know?
Because that was way in the future. You got to think. Okay, yeah, it's to TVA, but like, okay, he died in the future, but like anybody, who is a core being can die in any time. But why is it that Logan died and it affected the past if that's the same world?
You bring up a really good point because while I was watching that movie, I was thinking in my head like, where's Domino? Because she was in at the end of that movie, and then I'm thinking like, where's Cable? Because we saw Colossus, and we saw Kimiko and the Negasonic Teenage Warhead, but where was Domino and Cable at?
Yeah. So it might not even be the same Deadpool, which might be crazy.
Or did he go to a different Earth? Because if you look, I feel like the city, and I don't know if it's because they did a real actual city in the first two, and then they did a set for the second one, the third movie. But the background did not look the same. It looked different. It looked really fake, and it looked like staged almost. It's like it wasn't real.
So bro, because at the same time, because you know how they did the birthday thing and whatnot. Then they showed those scenes again, and it was him by himself.
You know what? I saw that too, bro. I thought maybe he was imagining it the whole time, and like he was maybe at like a different universe. But then they came back to it at the end,
right?
So that's what it was
were
like.
They actually there then? Wolverine was there.
So that was I had that same thought, but then the end happened. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense then.
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
But good question.
Also, I thought she died.
Yeah, bro. How did she come back to life?
She did, but I think he went back in time. So technically,
remember he was fixing stuff at the end of Deadpool 2?
It was
that's what it is.
2. Okay, that's what I thought.
That's what it is. If we're going off of Infinity War knowledge and time travel, and not off of Loki, it's like she said. If you go back in time and you take something and you change it, and you don't go back and put it, then it's going to create a new branch timeline that he returns back to, like the present day. So it's either he went back in time and stopped that moment, and then that became his present, and then it branched, and then that's how he became part of the Logan verse. So then it has to be a branch timeline.
Definitely a branch.
Yeah, like
he shouldn't be alive.
Like how we just broke that down, by the way.
Because if we're gonna go off of like Loki stuff, then no, because that don't make sense. Because then I feel like the TVA would have showed up a lot sooner and would have pruned it.
They just let him create his own branch.
I have no
idea. They would have
regulated it. But here's the thing that don't make sense is that they bought in a different Wolverine to replace the one that died, and it said it fixed the timeline.
No, you can't replace the being.
I know, but it stabilized the timeline though.
You don't think Deadpool had anything to do with stabilizing the timeline?
Well, they said it in the movie.
By doing the act of heroism?
Well, they said it in the movie that the new Wolverine or whatever, they ended up stabilizing the
I thought,
when they
his-
connected, when they did
yeah,
the
his
little-
universe.
pause.
I don't know. That's one thing that they do need to clear up is a lot of this multiverse language with branch timelines, these different Earths, Nexus being, and now you have what did they call it? Like a
What did they call it?
what
I don't
did they
remember the first part, but like the core being, whatever.
Yeah, it was like a core,
something like that. I forgot the name of it.
yeah, like a core being or something like that. Where I feel like now they got to clear it up because then you also have Sony's like Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Man talking about Earth 1999, but in MCU in the movie they called it Earth 616. So which Earth is it? Is it 616 or is it Earth 1999?
MCU is 616. I do know that.
But it's Across the Spider-Verse.
Wait, no. Wait, hold on. Yeah. MCU is 616. That's the main timeline. What they want us to think is the main timeline.
That's our Earth.
But then that's the thing. In the line in Across the Spider-Verse don't make sense. Where he says the idiot from Earth 1999 or whatever messed up with Doctor Strange and all the spell and stuff. So, and that was what we saw. If we're going with MCU being 616, something not adding up. Something not making sense.
Speaking of Doctor Strange, how did Doctor Strange get into the void and she end up with his ring?
Probably a variant of them.
Where did that Doctor Strange come from?
That's a good question.
How do you get clapped so easily?
I just looked something up real quick. It says Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse follows a similar suit and also refers to the MCU as Earth 19999999. However, given that the most recent official MCU timeline very clearly states that the franchise is Earth 616.
So it is 616. See, that's why, bro. This is why Sony they need to give it up.
People got to be on the same page, bro. Because
they got to be on the same page.
First of all, we might know what multiverse is, which is confusing in itself. And you messing up. Stuff in the multiverse, so like you can't even keep up with what's going on. So it's like just throwing everything off.
Hold on, wait. So does that make these MCU movies good or does it make them bad? Because before you was arguing that the MCU was bad because none of it was making sense.
It makes it confusing.
Because it's the multiverse, exactly. It's not gonna make sense. So
Right.
everybody that was complaining about these movies being bad, me and Lucas sitting up here telling y'all the same thing from day one.
No.
Yes. Okay,
the movies that are bad are still bad. What are you talking about? What are we going? What is your point?
But here's my point: is y'all were saying none of it making sense and it's not connecting. And me and Lucas been telling y'all since day one that it's all gonna make sense at the end. We just give Marvel.
But guess what? It's still not connected. It still don't make sense.
They still got some time.
The movies I said were trash are still trash. I'm standing on that. Oh, I got a question about Deadpool though. Did his regeneration get faster each movie?
Yes,
I feel like it has because his face looks a lot different.
This movie, he was like instant. When he had
his arm broken, he went.
He flipped it back immediately. When he had his arm broken against Colossus, like he punched Colossus in the face and was kicking him and broke his arm leg. It took a minute to heal. It wasn't like instant.
Maybe it is
like a full day process.
Yeah, fast.
Because his face looked different too. It looked more healed.
And the times him and Wolverine were going at it, and the next day they'd be fine.
Can we talk about some of the fights that they had? Because those were crazy.
My favorite was probably in the car.
Bro.
The Odyssey fight. That was fire. That's like they're literally like brothers. That's exactly how a big and a younger brother are. Deadpool's younger, annoying brother, and Wolverine's older brother. That's exactly how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it reminded me of.
No, that fight definitely was funny. And then when they jumped through the portal and then he landed on the Odyssey, he said, "I take back everything I said." The Odyssey definitely fucked. Oh man, that was funny. Or the fight at the beginning when they got to the void.
That was good too.
Oh yeah.
That was a good fight too.
It's like pointless though. They can't kill each other. They literally both can't die.
They
Yeah,
can't, and
they're
they
just
just
doing it for
going
fun.
at it.
Bro, and then they showed up and they both stopped. Just like stop fighting each other. He gave him a whole pep talk. He's like, all right, here's what you got. I felt like I was watching a beginning of a boxing match. He said, you gotta hit him with the right and then sneak him with the left.
He
He said,
pulling out,
now
pulling
go
out the
get him.
swords, pulling out the sword, saying, "You can't fight looking like this."
He
Talking
said,
about baby knife.
time out.
He said, "I have the head of your queen." That was fun.
I will say, in that moment, I did like seeing him be like a Wolverine and was kind of crawling on all fours, and then went into like actually running.
That was primal, vicious, beastly.
Yo,
I
that
like
freaked
that.
me out. What the fuck? Like, why are you doing that? You're not an animal. Like, it
He
freaked me
is,
out a little
though.
bit, but then I don't know. I guess you're fighting. It's fine. Sure.
Wait, isn't he kind of an animal?
I guess, but he seems so civilized. I didn't really expect that out of him. Like, it scared me a little bit. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Logan, calm down.
His brain is cooked. All them wars he been through,
That's his Wolverine.
all that loss he saw.
The fact that he was drinking straight rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, bro. What?
Yeah, bro. When he that was
Bro, not
When he's
even
a true alcoholic, I've never seen somebody that bad.
not even that. He was drinking Jim Beam, bro. That's disgusting.
No, that was
Anyone drinking Jim Beam's got a problem.
Midlife crisis.
I'd rather drink the rubbing alcohol than the Jim Beam.
Now you tripping.
you tweaking, bro.
You tripping now.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Oh man.
They both burn the same.
I never had it, but it can't be that bad.
Oh,
it ain't good, I can tell you that.
Man, I'm trying to think. Is this what else do we missed that kind of happened? We kind of know, at least with this Wolverine, that obviously something happened really bad in his world where he's kind of the worst version of Wolverine. His
bro, I was
team,
waiting for them to tell why.
Facts. It was probably the Sentinels, though.
the X-Men
some
team basically
Sentinels
did
related.
and everything. And he said that's why he wears the suit when he's talking to X-23.
No, it couldn't have been the Sentinels because the humans didn't like him.
Bro, he was almost making it sound like he killed all of them.
Yeah. But all he was just away, drinking, getting drunk while they get clapped by somebody. It might have been like an Omega level meeting.
Yeah, because they never really said.
Because it couldn't have been Sentinels because the humans use the Sentinels to fight mutants, and the humans didn't like Logan either. So I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's the Sentinels. So I think it might have been mutant related.
Could have been Magneto, maybe.
Magneto is broken,
bro. Magneto, yeah. After X-Men 97, it could have been Magneto. I don't know, but I think that was another good quality to this movie is how this Wolverine kind of had like a story. Like he had a story to him that I think people could connect with that he didn't have in the past, especially with the other X-Men movies and with X-Men Origins and Logan. Well, Logan, I guess people connect with too, but
that was a good movie.
Yeah. But I guess which Wolverine would you say is the best version that we've seen so far? The older ones, Logan, or this new one?
Depends on what we're talking. Heroic. I'd probably say the older one for sure. Well, I feel like they all had a similar past though. Like, I feel like their past, like going through the wars and stuff like that, was like the same. And then at some point, stuff just started to branch off. So I mean, I don't know. That's a good question.
I feel like Logan like rounded him out as a person, you know, because the first ones were just kind of about him becoming Wolverine and all that, and you saw the pain that he went through, but it didn't really delve into like how he processed it and became the person he is today, type thing. I feel like Logan really did that, but I like this like Deadpool Wolverine because he was like a lot more like laid back and wasn't so serious. He had already learned those lessons, so he could kind of chill and be funny. So it's in between that one and the Logan one for me.
So I'm gonna go back to what X-23 said. She said he was never the right guy, but he always showed up. And it reminded me because he was the same way in all the old movies too. He never really wanted to do anything, but he always ended up doing it anyways. Because that's just how he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all literally the same.
Yeah.
They're all literally the same. Y'all respond the same. So
I think
know.
I think this Wolverine might be I put him at the top of my list. Just because a little bit more comic book accurate. And we getting to see him in the blue and yellow suit, with the cowl on and everything, kind of towards the end. Only thing I have nitpick wise with the cowl is that the wings felt way too long. I feel like them boys was extendo, and they could have been a little bit shorter. But but I think that's probably like I would say he's the top one for me.
I'd agree. The newest one. I mean, he's never really been super funny, and you really saw Deadpool really like bring that out of him.
Gave him a personality. Forced him to have a personality.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't want to.
Yeah, and then like Amari said, the suit, I think that really it was kind of dope when he put it on the first time. Like see the eye covers and stuff. And seeing him and Deadpool in action together. So yeah, I'd definitely say this one was my favorite of the three.
Bro, that shit was funny too. When he put the head mask on, Deadpool looked over at him. Wow.
You saved the best for last, huh? Kind of going into that scene a little bit. Seeing on the going through the fight, obviously you kind of have that one shot, similar to the one hallway shot in Guardians of the Galaxy. What did y'all think of that? And then also, did y'all peep the Stan Lee cameo on the bus as they were panning through?
Yeah, I actually didn't.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, it was. What was it for? It was a Stan Lee cameo. He was on the bus. It was an ad for. I wonder it was like Stan Lee Steamer or something like that, like a carpet type cleaning thing. But
Stan Lee Steamer. I did not see that. Mm-hmm. But bro, the fact Deadpool used Buddy as a shield.
Bro, I was just thinking.
He said, "Why aren't you regenerating?"
He said, "What do you mean?" But he said, "Look at that cart over there. It's basically a hospital. I'm gonna just take you over there, use him as a shield again." Well, that ain't shit. There is.
His head popped off.
He stood in the middle talking about you're gonna live. Whoa, why are you standing in the middle of the street? Got his head blown off, bro.
Well, he's still just getting shot in the back. He's just standing there holding him. Like, yeah, you'll be all right.
But he's talking about you're like dead weight. Move your legs.
He said, "I'm paralyzed." He said, "Why aren't you regenerating?"
Oh man!
And then they went through, killed everyone else. Everyone else regenerated except for him.
Literally every single one.
Yeah, too. What's crazy is like
fucking Gary.
What's crazy is like going through that scene. I'm thinking like, dang, they really just like killed them all. Not thinking that they could regenerate because we got the whole setup of the one not being able to regenerate, and then they just turned around and then all of them came back.
Yeah, they did it on purpose.
That was a good
everyone's
setup,
got a
That was a good setup. You mean Peter?
Or Peter?
Or when Wolverine stood up, he said, "Wait," and it was all because of Dogpool. Literally let him walk across, not get shot at.
That's,
Just
I love how simple everything is. Everything was
Yeah.
just simple. They're just simple minded, straightforward, like random. Like, what are you talking about? Like what?
Yeah. They didn't really complicate nothing. They
They
just
didn't complicate a thing,
nothing at
and
all.
we appreciate that. We can just sit back and enjoy the movie.
like Ryan Reynolds really wrote it.
But man,
Had to.
let's see. I don't know if y'all have any questions, but I did have one question though. While in the van, you saw Deadpool kind of do like the Spider-Man shooting thing. Do y'all feel like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was supposed to be in this movie as like maybe a cameo, possibly in the void?
No,
That would have been dope, though.
Deadpool and Spider Man have an interesting relationship in the comics. I feel like that's just kind of like giving us a little sneak peek of like, all right, we might get that interaction, like how we got. So I've always been wishing for Deadpool and Wolverine to have a movie, even since I've been a kid. All right, I've always wanted that. As soon as I saw Wolverine on screen, I'm like, all right, Deadpool and Wolverine, they got that good dynamic. I need to see a movie. I think that's just showing like, okay, we got the Wolverine, now we need the Deadpool and Spider Man, because it's like they go hand in hand as well. So I feel like that might have been just like, all right, he knows who Spider Man is. Spider Man exists, and we might get the little team interaction.
Possibly. I don't know. I definitely thought he might have was gonna show up just because of that little gesture that was done. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in his next solo film, possibly, but we'll see. Being out on his own now. All right. Any other things that need to be hit before we wrap up?
Were some really cute, heartfelt moments. I have some quotes written down, and then I also thought it was like interesting to see the different ads that were in it. Like Honda, I feel like was a pretty big ad. That was the one I noticed the most, but I don't know if you guys had caught anything else that I didn't.
Oh, we set the Stanley cameo on the bus.
Mm-hmm. Stanley cameo, Jim Beam, Honda. I feel like there was like iPhones, iPads too, which was interesting because of their like whole thing about not being able to use with evil characters or whatever. But I wrote down two quotes. Oh, three quotes. So there's one where Vanessa is talking to Deadpool or Wade. And she just says, I know you're going through something. Let me go through it with you. And I was like, oh my God, what like a cute, like, I don't know, way to be there for someone without actually knowing. And it kind of was just a testament to how like strong the relationship was. I don't know. I thought it was very sweet. And then Blind Al said, pain teaches us who we are. And I don't remember the context of like these things, but it was just such an interesting thing because those are like really like good nuggets of truth put in like such a morbid movie. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of it's just like, you know, fart jokes or whatever the fuck, you know. But like then there's these like nuggets of truth in there that I feel like really help with like the flow of the movie. And then the last one was Wolverine when he says like I don't know what he says, but he's like saying that either he died or someone in his life died or he didn't do something right, and he was just like, I need to say it. And I just thought that was like a powerful healing exercise because they're like, it's okay, you don't have to say it, but he was like, no, I need to say it, and he said it. If I had a better memory, I'd be able to tell you what he said, but I wrote it down, so I needed to say that. But
Yeah.
So to go off what you just said,
go ahead.
All right, man. So going off what you just said, at the end of the movie, what I always talk about in real life is when Deadpool asks the head lady of the TVA, could he go fix his world or whatever? And she was like, there's nothing to be fixed. he ended up being who he was meant to be because of everything he went through. That's life. That's literally life. You go through all this. I would literally not change my past at all because I am who I am today because of what I went through when I was younger. So I like that's what I liked based off
I
like what
was gonna say
said.
too, with the Vanessa one, I think that kind of goes to kind of the relationship that they have, because he was kind of trying to find who he was and everything through the whole movie for her. Like he was doing it for her because he wanted to be able to win her over again, especially after bringing her back and everything like that, and them kind of just being like friends. It seemed like in this movie, which I don't. That's why I'm kind of like confused. Is it a different Vanessa or is it the same one that died? So I don't know. But yeah, that was definitely a good quote to bring up too, and I think it definitely just played into their relationship that they had with each other.
And one,
I don't know, bro. Do you think they're gonna get back together?
maybe if he works on himself.
Hold on. Now that Dave said that, bro, this might be a different Deadpool because we didn't see the bar and we didn't see old boy, or did we?
You mean is the bartender dude?
Yeah, I'm trying to
No,
remember.
but we saw the beard guy from the bar.
Oh yeah.
That don't mean it can't be different though.
There's
a lot of similarities in different universes.
It's true.
Hey, I just don't think because like bro, Logan was
he
in the
really
future.
got us over here thinking about this.
That was futuristic, bro. Yeah, futuristic cars. All the mutants was pretty much dead. You feel me? I just don't think that's the same universe or the same Deadpool. It can't be unless he moved. No, it still can't be. That makes no sense. But he died in the future. But they're suffering in the past. What?
I feel like these are all the questions we're supposed to be asking for the next movie, and it'll all get explained, or it won't, and we're just fucked. But
if it doesn't, I would just be pissed off, I guess.
But at the same time, like Vanessa did say, like you got me shot.
True.
So like,
but like I'm saying, like,
does that happen in? You're saying that happens in multiple universes?
Yeah, there's certain things.
It could.
Every Spider-Man lost an Uncle Ben or a dad. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be something similar, but it's gonna be differences.
What is it called? The what point? It's like their canon event.
Canon event, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also love, speaking of like canon, whatever, for all the different people, I love that there was Peter in every single Deadpool. Like they were just like, oh my God, it's Peter. And they were all just immediately cool. Like, I love Peter. What the fuck? I just love that he was in it.
Peter was a funny addition.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about you look good in this suit. What?
Talking about B-15.
But he had the sandals on, putting up on that bike. Fit. Stop playing with me.
Suit didn't fit at all.
At all.
What was his plan, bro? What was his plan going into that?
Oh man, he succeeded.
He's Peter, bro.
Right. He survived the
same way he succeeded the mission.
Yeah.
After being helped. Wait, yeah. Hold on. This has to be a different Deadpool, because he didn't go back and save the one dude that got chopped up. He didn't save everybody from the X-Force.
Maybe he just didn't give a fuck about it.
He really didn't.
Because the one dude was at the table too.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was like, who is that dude? To my brother, I was watching the movie. I'm like, bro, who is that? I couldn't remember. I couldn't put my finger on who that dude was. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
is he on X-Force?
He was.
Well, then it has to be a different universe because everybody died except Peter and Domino.
Yeah, and he only went back and saved Peter from dying.
Yep. Different universe. Hey, look what we caught. Yeah, we're gonna be the first ones to talk about it. Ain't nobody else.
That's a good thing to point out. I mean, it is the multiverse, so it could be.
That's what was throwing me off. I'm like, bro, That just don't make sense to me. How is he in Logan's universe?
Dang, might have to go back and watch it again.
What if Buddy lied to him? No, he didn't lie. I don't know. It's something to think about.
It is something to think about.
He could have lied to him.
But he would lie to him just to erase the universe?
No, just to get him to do what he wanted him to do.
But his goal was to erase the universe faster.
Oh, or it could be a different Deadpool because of Loki season 2. Because we know Loki's holding all the branches together, and some of them have to be intertwined. Some of them have to be. They gotta be. Because the way that ended, and the whole thing with it being basically an endless loop, and Kang and everything with Loki is, I feel like it's gotta be. It's gotta be
time stuff, man.
Time. What a crazy concept.
Crazy,
man.
Insane concept.
Crazy concept.
Y'all got the opportunity to change time or anything, do not touch it.
No.
Okay.
Or switch universes.
Here's a question though. If you had to go back in time to change one like historical event, would you do it? And if you would, what would it be? Or you would just let millions of people die? That would okay. He said, "Fuck them kids."
It might sound bad. I'm a believer in God, right? Everything has a purpose. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
History repeats itself. We're supposed to learn from history to try to avoid it from repeating itself.
We don't.
That's human nature, though. Like, we're not perfect in any way, shape, or form. So I feel like, okay.
Amen.
You got preacher David.
Like, everything happens and needs to happen for everything to move forward.
True.
Amen.
Like, if you think about it, if by that logic, everything happens for a reason, wouldn't you going back to do something else happen for a reason? I feel like you kind of have to just be like, okay.
That could be.
Okay.
No facts. But guess what?
That's a good point.
I ain't got no damn time machine now, do I? So ain't nothing need to be changed.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I feel you, but like, since it didn't happen, it wasn't
glad
supposed
it
to happen.
didn't.
You're saying you go back to stop 9/11?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to see, like, personal gain. What do I get? Do I,
Well, I'm just saying, like, based off what we see in movies, the small
less
change,
security at airports.
the small change, the small change you make going in the past can like change everything completely.
That's true.
Completely.
And that's
that
what
also means then the small stuff that we do now can change anything for the future, right?
100%.
You go back, stop 9/11. Osama never gets killed.
How do you know he doesn't like slip on a banana and die a different way? You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Wait, what? I mean, we don't carry out that mission, I don't think. We wouldn't go out of our way to kill him if he didn't
All right, never mind.
do 9/11.
True, but then I feel like at some point that same event would happen. It just wouldn't have happened in that moment. It would have just happened later.
Or something else.
Or maybe the next time they hit different buildings. It wouldn't be the Twin Towers. Maybe they would have actually gotten to the White House. Maybe they would have actually gotten to the Pentagon.
True.
It could have been a whole bunch of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with time, kids.
Don't mess with time. Leave it alone.
Time. The whole time travel thing.
If only we could mess with time. Don't do it.
So I couldn't even imagine. So we see time linearly. So we see it as past, present, future. I could not imagine seeing all time at once, like the way that they describe God to be able to see it. I can't fathom that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Everything's connected.
Because, bro, that also like relates to like really kind of get off topic, but like Rick and Morty, how he can just travel through dimensions. Like, you can't understand that stuff. It's almost like the same right now in the MCU. Like, they're traveling to different variants of time.
Oh, we want to get off topic?
No,
How do we
bro.
even think about the idea of the possibility of transferring into a different dimension? Where did the idea even come from? You're not just gonna sit there and like, oh,
And knowing that there's multiple
thank you.
variants of you.
Everything that we know and learn or and create is we're inspired by something we see, hear. You know what I'm saying? Touch, smell. You know what I'm saying? Experience, inspiration. So somebody seen something or was told something, and that's what got the ideas going and imagination going. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Where do they get their information from?
Yeah, y'all don't want me to start going on this. I'll go all night.
Bro,
This
that's
was a
actually
debated
crazy.
topic in college. I can tell you that much.
Bro, I
That
literally
exact
just
statement.
After some certain occasions.
Literally watched Tenet not that long ago.
So you trying to tell me somebody was just like, yeah, I'm about to make Bluetooth. What? Somebody split an atom. How do you even know that we have? How do you know stuff is made out of atoms in the first place? How do you even get to that point and then you're able to split it?
Bro,
Y'all don't be thinking about that stuff, bro.
It's like
No,
Oppenheimer.
no. You know what I think about the most? How the fuck did we build the pyramids?
Oh, facts.
I think about that all the time. In a way.
Bro,
Before there was technology, we built 2 giant ass pyramids that are tons and tons of pounds, perfectly linear next to each other, that both perfectly point towards a certain star in the sky. How?
I don't think we give past civilizations enough credit, because I think we think that they're like I don't know, not smart at all. Like, they had irrigation systems way before like the British came over, you know, and like the Native Americans, like in America. So like, I think they had a different type of technology than what we think is like the best technology. Does that make sense?
I would just say that, like,
through our own lens, so they could have done it a different way. I just don't know how.
How do we build a bridge running across water? How do we put a steel beam
in the ocean?
Brother, we're video calling right now as a group. What are you talking about? Instantly.
I just
we're always separate. We're in different
so
states.
Much smaller. It started so much smaller than what you jump into.
No, come on now. Like, oh, this is amazing stuff. Like, somebody didn't just think about that. It had to be like divine revelation or something. I don't know.
Hey, bro, like, why haven't I come up with one of these ideas?
Man.
What shit is that?
Still young.
Why hasn't anything hit me in the head?
Buddy is not the chosen one.
Do I need to get like hit with a brick or something? It'll just come to me.
Oh my goodness.
Do I need a star to fall on my head like in Chicken Little? Like the sky is falling. I just need it to hit me in the head.
What I just said about that divine revelation. Everybody saw Oppenheimer here.
Yeah.
No.
Remember he? Okay. Well, he had a dream about atoms splitting it like that, and like that's what like inspired him to be able to create the bomb. So it's like stuff like. Go ahead.
But didn't he have to have like a fundamental understanding of atoms in order to be able to dream about them?
And he already had that. Yeah, right.
So
somebody got to that point for him to get to that point, and he was shown that for everything to move forward. And now we got missiles that we can shoot from space.
Right.
We don't even got to use an explosion. We can just use the kinetic energy shot down from space and destroy an entire city like it's nothing. Literally, like what happened in Bro, listen, they put literally what you all see G.I. Joe Retaliation, the second one. Oh my god!
I might have. It might have been a long time ago.
They shot a missile out from a satellite. No explosion. It just the kinetic energy was so powerful it just destroyed. I think it was London. We have that. That exists.
Yeah, we do have that.
We have that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Russia is setting up some towards us as we speak.
That's not something I wanted to hear, brother.
It's happening.
But the thing is, there's anti-missiles to defend against that stuff too, that we don't know about because they haven't been used.
Oh yeah, we got them both pointing at each other, ready to go.
Let me tell y'all this real quick. We have ChatGPT today, right? Everybody has access to it. Yes, there was a movie that came out in 1960 talking about AI. And AI
1960?
1960, 2001: A Space Odyssey. AI taking over. Like, bro, how what? We
The
already had
Simpsons.
that back then. Is what I'm trying to say. Way back then. Like,
Someone had already thought of it. They just couldn't develop it.
It all exists.
It's always been a thing.
We just don't have high enough clearance to know about it yet.
Yeah, and they just put out stuff little by little. We got technology for an iPhone 20 right now.
Bro, they said
Right now.
Flying cars? Question mark.
the post.
Exists.
They're already talking about it.
The post that I sent about the
Flying
NFL
cars.
stadiums about to have face recognition in them. They had that blurry picture and they zoomed all the way in and were able to see people's faces.
We got it, bro. We're so advanced. We're way more advanced than what we think. I'm telling you right now. Way more.
And what's crazy is we're only using 10% of our brain.
We only need searched up 5% of the ocean, by the way. So,
Yeah, the ocean, bro. That's we
different.
could have a whole podcast on the ocean, man.
My girlfriend out for that one. She go crazy. She loved the ocean.
Bro, going back to we were talking about time travel in Tenet, they actually mentioned Oppenheimer in Tenet, which was the next movie for Christopher Nolan. I think that's actually kind of I caught that the second time around.
let me see.
But then even thinking about that, bro.
I like
inversion. Thinking about inversion, person
that
going forward in time and backwards.
That movie was fire.
That movie was
bro.
Yes.
I watched that movie only under the influence. It is quite exhilarating, to say the least. I don't think I've ever watched that movie sober. Either one of them, Tenet, Insurgent, neither of them.
Oh, Inception?
Inception, none of them.
Interstellar?
I haven't seen that one.
I don't think I've seen that one. But I'm not watching it sober.
That one's super long.
His movies are typically long, but that's how you thinking. Memento, that's one of his earlier ones, bro. That movie is fire. 2000, came out in 2000. That's one of my favorite movies.
Those are actually my favorite movies to watch on sober.
That's how you like, bro. Thank you.
Hey,
thank you.
Moral of the story.
Ever done a conspiracy theory one on here? Because I feel like low key, I've heard a lot of them come through, and I would just love to hear all the thoughts on them. And around it,
there's a lot.
I got one right now.
Okay, go.
Nah, I'm just kidding. That's way too controversial. We might get canceled for that one.
In the podcast.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you afterwards.
Hey. Moral of the story is time travel is very complicated, and we don't know how they're going to do this in the MCU. Hopefully, they make it a little bit easier. It's already a little bit complicated as it is, but we'll see where they go with it. I think that's all we got for y'all. Is we definitely got off topic right there, but
classic.
Any last thoughts or words on Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh,
what's next for Marvel? It's Captain America.
Yes, Captain America.
There's some shows in late, right?
Agatha comes out later this year. Venom drops.
Oh,
and then
forgot about that.
I think Kraven the Hunter comes out as well.
Why they dropped that trailer so early?
Captain America, Daredevil will come out in 2025. Thunderbolts,
have that done?
The Fantastic Four, Blade, Ironheart are all 2025.
Oh, so we got a few on. We get a little bit more.
Those
than
are
2025.
Those are the projected.
Yeah,
because they only talked about Captain America. They talked about Agatha. They talked about Thunderbolts, and then they talked about Doomsday and Secret Wars at San Diego Comic-Con. So hopefully at D23, the Disney Expo, they will actually give us the next timeline of movies.
Yeah, Agatha's September 18th. Well, that's what they're supposed to do, so they better get on their shit. They got some work to do, apparently.
Blade's probably not going to come out till 2026 now because they just got a writer for it. A writer and director.
They're worse than us.
They're not locked in. procrastinators. I know one. I know one when I see one.
Dave, the king of procrastinating.
I'm getting
But
better.
no, man, we hope
Me too.
everybody enjoyed this episode. Make sure y'all go share the podcast with your friends and family. Make sure y'all listen to us on all podcasting platforms. Share us on all podcasting platforms. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to us on YouTube. Turn on the notification bell and leave a like and a comment in the description down below. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Hey, C4 Table Talk out. Deuces.
Peace and love, baby.
See ya.
Boss Bond.